everybody. Hey, guess what? It is currently March 16th. It is a Saturday. It's 2019. And Ed is not here. I'm unable to get a hold of him. His health should be okay. He had a little trip to do, and he said he'd be here today, but guess not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give him just a tad bit more time. I'm gonna get, I just like Ronald Reagan, so we're gonna play a little bit of Ronald Reagan here, and it's only a minute and 38 seconds, and then if he's not here by then, we'll call it a night. I'll open up the floor, see if anybody's got anything to say, and then, yeah. So let's see.
You pointed out that police would be so busy arresting handgun owners that they would be unable to protect the people against criminals. It's a nasty truth, but those who seek to inflict harm are not fazed by gun control laws. I happen to know this from personal experience. I've always felt a special bond with the members of your group. You live by Lincoln's words. Important principles may and must be inflexible. Your philosophy put its trust in people, so you insist on individuals be held responsible for their actions. The NRA believes that America's laws were made to be obeyed and that our constitutional liberties are just as important today as 200 years ago. And by the way, the Constitution does not say that government shall decree the right to keep and bear arms. The Constitution says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Alright, so that's that. Just a real quick little thing there. I'm going to open up the floor, see if anybody's got anything they want to talk about, and if not, we'll close the show, and hopefully we might be able to get a show in tomorrow. But without the star, it's not much of a show. I mean, think about it. If you were going to go watch a John Wayne movie and John Wayne never showed up for that movie, is it a John Wayne movie?
All
All right, guys.
participants are unmuted.
Let's see. Anybody got anything?
This is Southern. This is Southern. For the guy the gentleman I was just talking to, you still there?
Yeah.
All right. Look up the Uniform Desertion and Non-Support Act of 1910. All right. The National Conference of Commissioners on the Uniform State Laws. That's the Uniform Desertion and Non-Support Act of 1910. Now, what happened during the First World War? Okay, all these people were drafted. All these men were drafted. They went into the military. They went overseas. Okay, and they under that law right there, as far as the law was concerned, they abandoned their families. They deserted their families. Okay, and they fell under that law. That law was written to turn these people, these fathers who were in the military, right, into a criminal. Now, after it was so bad that after the First World War in 1918, all right, you might want to write this down. Congress passed the Sailors Civil Relief Act of 1918. Okay, giving them you could not bring sailors and people into civil court while they were in active duty. In 1940, we'll skip the 19 that. In 1940, they passed the Servicemen Civil Relief Act, which means you cannot bring these people. Because what was happening is during the First World War, these people were overseas and they were holding court hearings over here in the United States, and they weren't there. They didn't know anything about it. I mean, they were over there in the trenches fighting a war. And there's a lady here, a family actually here in Florida. You know, she's in Texas, as a matter of fact. They did a special years ago where this guy was going to track down deadbeat dads. No, that lady's in Florida. My mistake. But they got a warrant out for her father from the First World War, and he is buried in France. Okay? And they have all the documentation, all of it. And she has sent this to the courts, to everybody, and they still keep coming to her house. Now, understand, this is 2018, wanting to arrest this man for non-payment of child support under that law. Hello?
You've been fading in and out a bit there, Southern. I don't know what's wrong with your phone, but you started out good. Now all of a sudden it's quite a bit, it's starting to act up again.
How about now?
Now seems to be fine. It just, the longer you go at times, it seems to start fading in and out.
Did you get that information, sir?
Yes, I did.
Okay, like I said, the Uniform State Law Commission, you need to research them damn people. They are a group of lawyers, and they get out there and they write law. All right, and everything they write has two problems. One, lawyers can't write law. Okay, violates the three branches of government. And number two, it's all copyrighted. The original 1975 Act to Congress was written by the Uniform State Law Commission in these states and approved by the American Bar Association. There was a copy of that out there on the internet a few years back. And it tells you right in there who wrote it, who the people were, all right, the fact that it's copyrighted, and that got put into law on the federal side. Any questions?
No, not at this time.
See, let me tell you this. Everything changed after the Great Depression, okay? That's probably why you can't find it in the States. A lot of stuff that was passed before the Great Depression and a lot of case law before the 1938 in Erie Railroad is not used anymore. But I can tell you right now that in just about every state, that 1910 law was put into place in just about every state in this country. Question for the host here. Did Ed send you a video?
You're going to have to be a little bit more specific because he's sent me at least 100 videos so far, so...
One on a guy named James Dreyer. It's a short video. I gave it to him yesterday and told him to send it to you to be played on this call. Did you get that from him?
I'm looking right now, but I also got a screaming little 10-month-old behind me. She's upset at the moment, so give me a moment. Nothing on Fedbook, so I'm gonna go check.
Okay, hold on a minute. I want to see if we can play it off on my computer.
Okay. Well, actually, I won't allow it because until I get to view any videos ahead of time, I don't want a chance at a copyright strike on this show at all. We've already had quite a few others in the past. There's no, he hasn't really sent me any other any videos recently within the last 48 hours. So.
All right.
He'll just get on him on Facebook or whatever, and basically he'll send it to me. I'll view it, make sure, because he's had a few videos in the past he wanted to play, and I saw copyright immediately with either music or it came from a clip from a movie or something like that, and I'd rather not have any copyright aspects of this show so that effectively this show can keep on going and YouTube doesn't shut everything down. Because all this information is, there's a lot of good information here if people will watch it. And there's been quite a few that's watching, but if YouTube blocks the channel and shuts the channel down, all those shows for the past couple of years, gone. So, some shows, yeah, there's certain guests, I guess you could call them, that showed up that I wouldn't have a problem with the whole show disappearing, but that's not my job. My job is to protect the show and the channel and not to decide what is out there and what's not. Unless if it's a complete hearsay. If it's complete hearsay, then yeah, I might just take it down or put a something on it that says this is a hearsay show or something like that. Haven't had any of those yet, but I'm always watching.
Well, okay. This is something everybody needs to hear, and it's coming from a law. It's an interview with a law professor.
Okay, one of the corporate slaves. All right. Just like Hip Hughes. He claims he knows the Constitution and he reads it as a Constitution, but we've caught him in quite a few lies already. So. But is that going to be
I guess that ain't gonna make.
Oh, go ahead, Southern.
I said, I guess that ain't gonna make it tonight.
I don't think so. I mean, we've waited for 15 minutes off air, and it's about ready to be 15 minutes on air. And if he ain't here, I mean, that's a full half an hour. He's usually here by now. So he won't be here tonight, guys. And watch, as soon as I shut the show down, bam, he'll show up, and I'll be like, nope, all done. If you ain't gonna be on time, we ain't gonna do a show.
He's back at the hospital, isn't he?
He went back for tests. He didn't go back for an emergency or anything like that. So he knew this time he might actually be still traveling. I don't know. No, it was yesterday he traveled over there, and it's only about a 2-hour drive from where he's at. So, yeah, he could have been exhausted, you know. He's an old man.
With an older ticker.
Yeah, with an older ticker, but we're going to keep him alive as long as we can, so we can keep picking that brain of his and get more and more information from him. And, well, I would say the pleasure of his company, but he's an acquired taste, I guess you could put it. But that's fine. And he'll be hearing everything I say here because I actually say most of this stuff straight to his face. Anything that is really good, you know, boosting his ego, I really don't tell him that much because he's already got a big enough ego. But yeah, so no Ed, and Southern still has phone problems, which we're trying to figure out what it is. I've even researched online to try to find out why phone calls go in and out, kind of thing. And all they told me was like, oh, cell towers could be having problems or blah blah blah, a whole bunch of bull. Because when you're on a private call, no problem. But when you call into a show like this, then you have a problem. So.
Well, I'll let you on a secret. I was on a call last night for 2 hours, and we didn't have a phone problem. So, and now you're telling me you're having one on your line. So it's got to be something on you because they didn't have a problem hearing me there.
Right now, I would think that would be that would be a possibility, except that the other callers that are in here, they don't have that problem. So one of them's from Texas, one of them's from the West Coast, and I'm from the West Coast also. So I mean, technically, it could be from Florida itself, or maybe not. Maybe it's.
It might be.
You might have a
All right,
gator
I'm.
chewing on a wire somewhere.
All right, so we're going to call the call tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a little bit longer than I planned, but hey, thank you everybody for showing up, for listening, for watching,
Supporting.
and for listening to the recording. It's going to be a short one because I don't have a lot of good information, but yeah. So everybody, have a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow if Ed shows up.